Are we starting from you introduction?
All right, boys. Tuskateer Hogcast. We're having some technical difficulties, okay? We've started and then we stopped and we're here.
I just went into a
Okay.
5-minute monologue over here.
Buckman was going, he was ranting. And none of it was recorded.
Oh, wow.
It just crashed. Okay, so we're going to start over. I'm Bones, Camo, and Buck. All right. I'm not going to mute nobody because that's what happened. I can mute myself from my soundboard here, so I'm going to mute. It's been a week. It's been a couple weeks for us Razorback fans, so bear with us, everybody. All right, Buckman, 5 minutes, uninterrupted, and then we'll get to debate because I know we all have different points of view. So I'm going to mute myself. Camo, you can probably mute on your own, on your side. Buckman,
I'm just going to be quiet.
take it away. Your time starts now.
Let's do this again. Round 2. How about it? So let's just start. First and foremost, I'm not beating around the bush here. Sam Pittman needs to be held accountable. It starts from the top. And the top dog, the head hog, as they say, is Sam Pittman. He puts these players in here. He puts the coaches in here to try to succeed, quote unquote. Sam Pittman's overall record as a Arkansas Razorback head coach, 32-33. I didn't stutter. 32-33. That's terrible. He is 7-23 against ranked opponents in his overall 5+ years here. 7-23. He is 7-19 in one-score games. That's not ranked opponents. That's everybody, including this Memphis game. And then you hear Hunter Yurchek going on the Little Rock Touchdown Club talking about NIL. The hell's NIL got to do with us losing to the Memphis Tigers? Ain't shit about that. Ain't shit about NIL has us losing to the Memphis Tigers. We have the better players out there. We have the better coaches, supposedly, and we can't get the job done. Why is that? Rhetorical question. So obviously, it starts with our defense. Travis Williams needs to be held accountable too. He needs his ass canned. And we have problems in the second half with our offense. I get that. But Bobby Trino has also got one of the top offenses in the nation. He's almost averaging 500 yards a game. But in the second half, we need to figure it out. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But that's a problem. Endorsers aren't backing Sam Pittman, and they've already said they're not going to back this program until we get a new leadership. It's been multiple sources has said that on multiple pages. And I firmly believe that. We have Sam Pittman got asked this week. I got this in I read it and then I looked it up online, watched the video. Pittman got asked about players' meetings, if there's players only meetings happening this week after the Memphis loss. He said, why the hell would there be players' meetings? No, we know what we got to do. We got to go up there, tackle better, and hang on to the dang football, is what he said. Okay, but there needs to be players only meetings. We're losing. We're losing to teams we shouldn't be losing to. I just think we need to stop making damn excuses and go out there and freaking win. And the only way to do that is to get Sam Pittman's ass out of here. He needs to be fired. That's all I got to say.
All right, there you have it. That's Buck's little take on what's going on up there on the hill. Camo, let's have it.
I'm going to approach this a different way. Buck, you'll have time to respond and drive your points home. But I want to say this first. When you judge a team or judge a coach, I almost feel like you have to judge them post NIL and pre NIL. Just for the simple fact that the landscape of college football has completely changed in the last few years. We've seen it with Mike Gundy not being able to figure out the NIL, a guy that was at a university 21 years and now he's gone. Why is that? Was it just way past time for him to be gone, regardless of NIL or no NIL? Maybe he'd have been gone regardless of NIL. But obviously, their university's in shambles, so they made a change. You've got coaches like Mac Brown and Nick Saban and older coaches that are just getting the heck out of football altogether. And then you've got the rest. You've got the ones that are trying to figure this out and trying to succeed in the leagues that they're in and the conferences that they're in. And you're talking about a guy in Sam Pittman that not only is he trying to be a first-time head coach in 2020, his first year on the Hill, he's also inheriting a team that's went 2-10, two seasons in a row, and he's trying to turn this tide, turn this program around in the hardest conference you could possibly play in college football. And what does he do? He goes in a all conference schedule of 2020 and wins 3 SEC games, something that the previous team or coach and Chad Morris couldn't do at all, couldn't win one. And then Belima even struggled at times to win 3 conference games in a year. And Sam Pittman does it his first year, and it should have been 4 if it wasn't for the Bo Nix Auburn backward pass that wasn't even called. That would have been 4 SEC wins in his first year. Then he wins 9 wins. Then he wins, what, 6 wins? Or did he go? Yeah, 6 wins or 7. There you go. Yeah, because of the bowl game. He's had one bad season, really, and that's the 4-8 season when KJ Jefferson drops the whole deal, drops the ball on the season. Anybody would have said he should have played better that year. Was it Sam Pittman's fault? Yeah, he's going to take some accountability. He's taking accountability in any downfall this team has ever had. I've never seen him shun the blame anywhere else but to himself. But he's not freaking out like half the Hog fans. He knows there's a lot of football left. He knows that they've underperformed. He knows that the defense isn't playing to their capability. And is griping about it going to change things? No. You take 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, try to improve and try to turn the tide of the season. And one thing I can't stand is we've grown accustomed in society, but Hog fans have like drank this juice for a few years. If what we want doesn't happen immediately, we're going to flip out. We're going to sabotage the season. We're going to call for the coach to be fired 3 or 4 games into the season. And look at Florida last year. Florida was doing the same damn thing to Napier. And he won 6 games in a row and ended up going to a decent bowl because he turns the season around. Now, hey, he's on the hot seat again. He's on the hot seat again, just like Pittman. Napier and Pittman's situation is very similar, even though Pittman's been at Arkansas longer. So maybe his time is up. I'm not trying to go to bat for Sam Pittman as far as him being able to stay. But what I am going to bat for is for us Hog fans to get a flipping clue about the dynamics of college football. Do we really know? I mean, look at the history of our university, guys. We've only had like 10 win seasons ever. And we want to sit here and demand we want a coach that's going to take us to the top, keep us at the top, take us where we need to go. Well, guess what? They're hard to freaking find. They're hard to find. And if you got one just sitting in the hallway that you can just go, hey, you're up now. Come on. You're up now. We let Pittman go. Hey, it's like finding a needle in a haystack sometimes, guys that can do this. Y'all act like it's easy. It's like, oh, well, he didn't do it. Next one up. And you know what? It's been the next one up for the last 12, 14 years for Arkansas. They stayed for a few years, fine. They stayed for a few years, fine. They stayed for a few years, fine. And that hasn't worked for us. That's been the trend beyond all of college football, not just Arkansas. But it's like let's just fire until we just hopefully like on a winged prayer find our guy at the right time and the right place. It's almost like we go Easter egg hunting for coaches. Why don't we just stay a little loyal and let a guy that believes in the university?
All right, that's it. That's 6 minutes. That's 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
I like
I
it.
want to make
I
this
like
point.
it. I like it.
Wait. You'll get to make
It's,
it.
it's,
The final point.
You
it's
get to
Bones'
make it.
turn.
I wanted to close on that.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead and close on it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll touch
All
on it here in a minute.
All right, here we go.
We got plenty of time. We're
All
going
right,
to go back and
y'all
forth.
shut up and listen. I don't want to fire Sam Pittman right now. No, because it's 4 games into the season. Do I want better, Buck? Yes, I want better. Absolutely. But I'm not like you and say, let's lose out because we'll have to pay him less money. It's not your money. It's not your money. Who cares how much we have to pay the buyout? He is done at the end of this year, no matter what. Like I said from the very beginning, no matter if we went out and go 10-2, he is done. I promise you, he is done. So, therefore, why in the hell would we root for our team to lose, like you've said in our group text? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I want us to win no matter who it was. When it was Chad Morris, and which, by the way, I called that hire terrible from the very beginning, I still wanted us to win then. Did I want his ass fired? Yes, but I still wanted to win. And so, yeah. Now, Buck or Camo going to you, a change has to happen. It's not only the amount of times that we've lost, but the how we lose on all those times. Okay, yeah, 7-19, something like I'm at that point where it's
How have
something
we
has to
lost?
happen. Hang on. It doesn't matter how have we. It's the 1 score record. It's not being able to finish. I don't know if it's culture. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know what it is, but it's not happening. And we're 6 years in now, and something's got to happen. Okay, so yeah, let's win out. Let's go 10-2, and then let Sam Pittman ride off into the sunset and go down to Lake Hamilton and enjoy a cocktail every night by his hog statue on Lake Hamilton. That's what I want to happen. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. What I think is going to happen is we're going to figure out a way to go 6-6 and go to a bowl game, and he can still ride off in the sunset, I guess, on that, because that's still an attractive job to somebody out there. I don't know who. It's not going to be a one of our coordinators. It's not going to be another SEC coordinator. We're going to go get somebody, I think. But the amount of Hog fans that are like Buckman, that are like, oh, perfection is the expectation. When have we ever been perfect? Never. That's when. That's how many times we've been perfect, is never. And so it's not about not wanting to compete. It's about realistic expectations. And I didn't start my clock, so I don't know where I'm at. But fans like Buckman are the worst. Y'all are the absolute worst, because you sit there and you bitch and bitch and bitch. And I don't care if I'm going to rate this episode as explicit, and I'm not going to tell my mama not to watch this show, but y'all bitch and bitch and bitch about the way the football team performs, not any other sport, just the football team. But you haven't been to a game in over 10 years. Name the last game you've been to, Buckman. Not right now, in a minute. Name the last game you've been to. Yeah, you buy a shirt and a hat and you do this and that and you say woo pig, but you don't support the program. You don't. You're a bandwagon fan. You and millions of others are just like you. Y'all are bandwagon fans. Y'all don't support the program, and you haven't in years. In years. Even when we were winning. Did you go to a game? Did you go to any games when Bobby Petrino was there? No, I don't think so. You might have, but I don't think so. So I'm sick and tired of seeing fans that are like you, Buckman. I love you, but sick and tired of seeing fans that are like you have no solution. Yes, what Hunter Yurchek said at the Touchdown Club, it's true. It's true. But the issue is he didn't follow up by saying, now here's what we're going to do to fix it. All right, time's up. Now we can debate. We can have this big argument.
I just want to say,
whatever we got to say.
I was called out a lot on that shit.
Well, because it's
you need
true.
to slow your
true.
roll and putting it. No, I don't demand perfection. I demand to be competitive and to win games we should freaking win, like Memphis.
Okay,
there's no reason we should lose that game.
There's been 2 games. We lost to Liberty. We lost to Memphis. That's 2 games that I know Sam Pittman should have won. The Arkansas Razorbacks should have won, regardless.
Oklahoma State last year.
I mean, okay, maybe, but not at the time. They were ranked at the time.
And then you got
that was their last win last year. That was their last win last year was when they beat us.
Yes. Years enough.
It ended up being a bad win, but at the time we didn't know how bad of a win that was, or a loss, I should say.
Oklahoma State was a bad loss.
But Oklahoma State is a good university. I'm talking about a lesser university that you should beat. That's the only two games that I could think of. A lot of these one-score losses you are talking about are to Georgia, are to Alabama, are to LSU,
way. Not Georgia.
Auburn.
Georgia beat our ass. What do you mean?
I don't know.
We didn't come one score to Georgia.
No,
we came one score to one time to Alabama. We came within one score to Alabama once.
2020, we played Georgia first game or two and almost won at home.
I think they ended up beating us by 11, but still, it was.
It might have been more than one.
It was
score,
like 35-24.
But it was not a blowout. Now the game that you're talking about, Buckman, was at Georgia. Game day was there, and they smoked us. I think they shut us out that game.
Yeah, it was like 50-3 or some crap.
I think it was 35-0, but yeah.
Which, I mean, even worse. Couldn't even put a point on the board.
But y'all say these numbers about 7-18 or 7-19 or whatever it is, but I guarantee
they're numbers. You can't argue with them.
50% of them games are against upper echelon SEC programs.
That's where we want to be. That's what you're not getting. Arkansas needs to be that. We need to be at least even in those games against the ranked SEC opponent. If we want to be there, we got to be 50-50 with those games at least. At least.
Yeah, it would be nice to. It would be nice to.
25%.
Nobody's saying that that's not the goal or that's not the standard. But what we are saying is y'all want to be the first to say, oh, I told you so. I told you we should fire him. Now we fired him. But I guarantee you, we hire a son gun, and he goes 4-8 the first year, and then 6-6 the second year. Instead of y'all going, oh shoot, maybe we should have kept Pittman. He was at least getting us to a bowl every year. Y'all are going to say, oh, fire this coach. And the answer is always fire and then fire and then fire. But y'all are never the ones to go, you know what? I was wrong. I said fire the guy, and we ended up hiring a lesser guy.
Take a chance on some young coach.
Okay, let me ask you
SMU
this.
coach like Caleb's saying. Take a chance on hell. I do not think he's the solution. So don't give me hell for this. But I said it in the text. Mike Gundy would be a better option than Sam Pittman.
You're crazy.
He would win more closer games.
Arkansas could not put up with that personality. Arkansas could not put up with Mike Gundy personality. We would call him a quack.
I'm not saying he's the solution. He would win more games than Sam Pittman's winning.
I don't know about that.
Why didn't he do that at Oklahoma State then?
Okay,
he ran out his tenure. He ran out his tenure. He beat us, didn't he?
Oklahoma State, one game. Oklahoma State is in a way weaker conference than the SEC. And he's not even winning. He's not even winning games in the Big 12. What makes you think he can win games in the SEC?
He had lesser players than Arkansas, but he came and beat Arkansas, didn't he?
That's one game.
Less talent.
Okay, it's one game. It's one game.
Less talent and beat Arkansas. That's all I'm saying. He
He
would have
lost to
more
Tulsa.
talent here at Arkansas.
Let me ask you this question. What would you say in comparison to basketball is a 6-6 season? Okay, so in basketball, what we have is we try to win look, listen, we try to win 19, 20 games so we can make it to the tournament and get to the postseason. But there's 64 teams that make it in, okay, right?
Yep.
So if you're 6-6 and you make it to a bowl game, there's 64 teams roughly that make it to a bowl game every year in football. Okay, so that's essentially making a bowl is the same as making the tournament in basketball.
No, I disagree. 6-6 is
So
not
so
the
where
same as making the tournament.
okay, so where do you
I would say about 8 wins, between 7 and 8, depending on who you beat and who you lose to.
Okay, so
At
7
least
and 8.
7.
Okay, I'm just asking your opinion. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. So your threshold of a 7-8 win football season is equivalent to a basketball team making the tournament.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
well, here's the deal. Sam Pittman's done that 3 years out of the 5. He would, if this was basketball, he's won 7 games, 2 years in a row, and a 9-game win.
It's 4 years, 4 bowl games.
The bowl game was COVID
6
year.
wins. We're not counting bowl wins now.
No, you said 7 wins. 7 to 8
7
wins.
wins without a bowl win. No, I'm saying 7 wins regular season.
So you're going to have 8 wins with the bowl or 8 wins regular season is equivalent to making the tournament.
7 or 8 regular season. You're right. Yeah.
Okay. Go look up how many football teams win 8 games a year out of D1 sports.
I'm talking with are we in NIL? I don't know this. I'm asking. So I want y'all's opinion. If y'all might know the facts on it. Where are we at ranking total, not just SEC, but ranking total and the whole comparison of NIL rankings? Where are we at? Are we like number 40? Are we number 25? Are we number 18? Are we 50
I would say,
something?
No, I would say we're top 30.
We should be a top 30 program then. Should we not?
Yeah, but see, the problem is 15 of those teams in the top 30 are teams we play. So half the field of the 30 you're talking about, we've got to play on our schedule.
Excuses.
So in theory, yeah, we should be a top 30 team. If the top 25 was actually legit, you would have 15 SEC teams in the top 25 every week. If it was legit. But since we all beat each other up and Arkansas's not in the top 25 because we have to go to LSU and then Tennessee and then Auburn and we've got and Texas A&M and then the gauntlet just keeps coming. If you don't beat the upper echelon of the SEC, aka all of college football, then you're not going to be in the top 25.
You keep talking about the gauntlet. We just played Memphis and lost to Memphis. Let's go back to what just happened.
Okay.
Is that an SEC program? Is that a middle of the road SEC program?
They're undefeated, and I do see some of the rankings predicting them to be the 12th team.
Come on, man.
Okay.
What if they go to the playoff though? What if they?
It was clear as day.
Exactly.
Looking at the field on the TV. It was clear as day. We had the better talent. It was clear. We had the better talent on the field.
Not defense. We couldn't stop their ass.
We did. We were faster than them, but we couldn't tackle. We're not coached up well enough.
And
that starts from the top.
We couldn't stop
Here's the facts. It doesn't matter what Memphis has done in the last 100 years. All it matters is this year. And Memphis has been a program on the rise. They were good last year. They won 10 games last year. Now they're 4-0 this year. So apparently their program is doing really well. They're on the rise. And yeah, they beat us. We also had a little bit of a hangover from Ole Miss. I honestly believe that we let one loss turn into 2 because of that Ole Miss.
Well,
we went
we're
2
very
Ole
notorious
Miss
for doing that.
Yes, I know. And we are.
It's not the coach. It's how Arkansas football has been my entire life.
Because we have poor, pitiful me. We were doing what our fans were doing.
Yeah.
The players were doing what our fans were doing, which was flipping out and firing the coach and oh my God. And you know what? God. You know what? If us fans would be like, oh, well, we lost one. Let's go beat Memphis's ass next week and have that mentality, maybe we would have done it. But we
We
get
were
in their
up
ear.
18 points.
We
We
get
were
in their
up
ear.
18
Oh,
points.
God, we lost. Fire the coach. We lost one
I
game.
would
Fire
understand
the
your
coach.
argument.
Fire
I would
Pittman.
I
Fire
would
Pittman. We
understand.
lost one game.
No, hang on.
And
I would
that's what it
understand your
was all
argument.
week long. All week
I
long,
would
that's what it was.
I would understand your argument if we started out losing the game and getting our ass beat and had to make our way coming back and barely losing the game. But no, we started out whooping their ass. And then we ended up losing the game.
We never
That's
led
not
the
because
game,
of
Tyler.
Ole Miss.
Are you talking about
That's not
Memphis?
because
You talking
yeah,
about the Memphis game?
we were whooping their ass in the first half. We were up 18 points. That's not a
Yeah.
fucking hangover, excuse my language. That's not a damn hangover from Ole Miss. That's poor coaching. Poor coaching going into
I,
halftime.
I,
They
I don't
came
think
out and whooped our ass in the second half.
I don't think it's 100% on the coaches. I think we
No,
got up
it's
and
not.
we let our foot off the throat, and the players let up.
That's a
And
mentality. That's a culture. That is on the coaching.
No. It's not all on the coach there. No, it's not. It's not.
I'm
It's
not,
these
I'm
kids.
not saying it's all on the coach. I'm saying it starts with the coaching.
do you not think they were in
like
their ass at
everything
the
else.
sideline? Do you not think they were saying hang on to the
Pittman?
football and in their ass on
No.
the sidelines?
Not Pittman.
I mean,
I don't think so. He's too
maybe
nice of a
not
guy.
Pittman.
He's too nice of a guy.
Maybe not Pittman directly, but there's 12 other guys on that team. And each coach has a good cop, bad cop mentality. I would very seriously doubt that some of the coaches in the SEC are just the pound it down your throat guys. There's going to be guys that have a little bit of finesse with the players. That's more of a player's coach. And then there's guys like Saban and Kirby Smart that says, I don't give a shit what you think about me. I want to say what I got to say when I want to say it, how I want to say it, and
There's
y'all are
your
going to deal
answer.
with it.
Name a nice head coach that's very successful. Name a nice head coach.
Okay, but Tyler,
In
Up
the
until
SEC,
this year,
you can't.
I'd say
What-
Dabo
can't.
Swinney.
which
Up
one do you
until
want to
this
hire?
year,
Which
Yeah,
one do you want
Dabo.
to hire?
Hire Dabo. Hire Dabo. That's who we need.
Hire Dabo. Hire
He's
Dabo.
a nice guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
Hey,
which
he's
dog?
playing-
Which dog?
he's playing in the ACC, which is you got Miami, you got Florida State, some
That
top
ain't no
dogs up
pushover
there,
conference.
and
Yeah.
he's on the hot seat.
I know. And that's why I think y'all keep saying
But
y'all don't want to
no,
fire.
don't hire him
But no,
'cause he
hang
don't
on. I want to
believe
drive
in the
this point
portal.
home. I want to drive
He
this point
doesn't
home.
believe in the
Y'all-
portal. That's
y'all
why he's
keep
at where he's
saying-
at.
Y'all keep saying y'all don't want to fire Pittman midseason. And I understand those arguments. I really do. But when you're losing and losing the players, like it depends this week. I'll really know how the players feel about him this
I don't
week.
think
If
we're
we
there.
come out
I don't
flat,
think we're there.
I think we're close. I think we're very close for the players to stop playing for him. I think we're very close. And at that point, that's when you need a change. I don't care if it's midseason or not. If the players stop playing, change is needed.
I hope we go in and beat their ass by 21 points this week. So I can
I hope you're
I
right.
could say, well, I hope you eat your words next week. Remember Tyler when you said they're this close from packing it up and giving it up on Pittman and they turn around and beat Notre Dame.
Yep. I'll eat my words, but hey, that's a good transition. Let's
that's
talk
not
about
what
next
your
week.
texts say. You say, let's go 0-10 or 2-10.
Whatever it takes to get fans like Josh and Caleb to freaking say fire Pittman, that's what I want to go because I'm tired of these 6 and 6 damn seasons.
I said
6
change
and
is
6
needed. I've already
is
said
bullshit.
it.
That's just for the birds.
Buckman, we
6
are
and
a
6 is
6
for
to
the
8
birds.
win team.
Who are we gonna hire, Buck?
We
Who do
are
you
a
want to hire?
6 to 8 win team
Exactly.
every year, no
Shit.
matter who the coach is.
It doesn't
No matter
Exactly.
who the coach is.
It
We're a
doesn't
6 to 8
Exactly.
win
Just
team.
fire him.
Get used to it.
We'll figure it out later.
Get used
All right,
to
we'll
it.
figure it out later. Yeah,
You're
It doesn't
30,
matter.
you're
If the
33
players,
years
like I
old.
said,
You've been watching the
We'll
Hogs
figure it out.
enough. You know it.
if the players
We'll figure it out. We'll figure
If
it
the
out.
players
Just fire
stop
him.
playing for him, fire him. And if the players stop
Yeah.
playing this week, fire him because they stopped in the second half
players
last
didn't
week. I
stop
don't know what
playing
the
for
freak the
Houston
problem
Nuts.
was.
We went down to
but they weren't
Houston Nuts
playing.
last year. We went down to Death Valley, number 1 LSU, 3 overtimes and beat them. What happened then? Why did we fire him then? The players didn't stop playing for him. What happened then?
They've never stopped playing for Pittman. They've never stopped playing for Pittman. They won't stop playing for Pittman. He's been doing this 5 years.
The only
I've
team
never
I've
seen
ever
a team.
I've only seen one team stop playing for the coach, and that was Chad Morris's last year.
Yeah.
He truly lost a team. That's
We'll
the
figure it
only
out.
coach. That's the
We'll
only
find
coach in
out.
our lifetime that is where I could say the
Because
players
if we
should
go
stop
into
playing
this
for him.
game and lose by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and then go into who's our next game? Auburn, Tennessee, A&M.
A&M, I think. No,
If we go lose
see.
2 or 3 touchdowns, Notre Dame 2 or 3 touchdowns, A&M.
no, we
Guarantee
play
the players are going to stop playing.
Tennessee at Tennessee in 2 weeks because we have a bye week next week, I think.
And that's when I've read sources, many sources online. That's when the change is planned to happen if we lose.
Yeah,
During
that's
that
what Florida fans are saying right now.
During
but
that
guess
bye
what?
week.
Billy Napier's lost to USF and Miami, 2 in-state rival schools, one far less superior than them, and they're on a bye week this week. And everyone thought the same thing about Billy Napier and the Gator Nation is they were going to fire him, but they're not doing it.
I'm just saying. I've read multiple sources online
What
that said
sources?
that.
That's what I wrote down right here in my notes on your open dial monologue. I said,
I
what
don't know.
sources?
It's on my phone.
What donors? What donors you're saying?
I
You
don't
don't
know
know.
if it's
You have
true
no
or not.
idea. You have no
Nobody
idea.
knows.
You have no
Nobody knows.
idea.
That's why we do talk shows like this. Nobody knows shit.
Guess what? Walmart's still going to give their money. Tyson's still going to give their money because guess what? You won't know because you're not going to go to the game. Or if it was a night game, I
Whatever.
would more
Talk
than
all your
likely
shit
be
you want.
going. I would be going honestly. If it was a night game, I would really.
Pittman has a losing record as an
the
Arkansas
Walmart
head
stickers
coach.
are still going to be
He
on the
needs his
pillars
ass
up
canned.
there, and Tyson Chicken logo still going to be on the football field because guess what? They're going to pay that money.
You're right. But Sam Pittman has a losing record as a head coach. Fire him. Can his ass. Get him out of here.
Well, speaking to what you were saying
I see
earlier in
fumes
the
coming
week
off of Josh's head over there.
he does look a little red face over there. But hey,
there's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say.
Losing record.
It's all you. That's the hog logic these days. The hog logic is, you know what? We're not getting what we want, so let's fire the coach. But we don't care who you hire. We don't know what coaches are available that could do a better job. Somebody that But you know what? When you announce it, because I can't name them, but when you announce it, I'll immediately decide in 5 seconds whether I'm going to be like, oh gosh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or I'm going to be excited about whatever name comes up. But I don't have a solution to the problem. But I know one thing: fire Pittman.
Hey, let's take out the COVID year
for a reason.
Let's take out the COVID year because that's got an asterisk on everyone's schedule. That's in D1. It's 2020 was a COVID year, so the contract is drafted up for 2021 and beyond. He does not have a losing record since 2021. He's 29 and 26.
Yes.
Which is what his contract says.
I said overall.
But overall, yeah, COVID year doesn't. It was his first year.
Come on, everybody went through COVID year. What do you mean?
Okay, and it was his first year though. How would you? Not during COVID. What was your realistic expectation for Sam Pittman in year one?
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, exactly, Buckman. How many games did you want to win? Pittman's first year.
7-23 against ranked opponents. 32 and 33 overall. 7-19 in one-score games. Numbers don't lie. Can his ass. Get him out of here.
I guess we'll just let these players get off scotch-free that are over there too busy doing TikTok dances and slam dunk balls. And we have a coach that's got a wrestling belt for when our defense actually shows up, which is never. But he's out there got the wrestling belt to give it to the player who made a freaking play.
That's actually a funny point.
That's stupid.
Hey,
that's a funny point.
I want to say this though. In the day of the NIL and the transfer portal, how important is it for fans to not 3 or 4 games in start giving up on the coach and the team? Because the players read that shit and they see that shit and they feel it. And when they see a fan base jump the bandwagon and jump ship 3 or 4 games in, what would that give you as a mentality as a recruit? What you plan to do next year? What do you plan to do next year? If that were me or if I were them, I'd be like, you know what? Next year, I'm transferring. Because I ain't playing for these Arkansas fans. I'll go to Miami. I'll go to Florida. I'll go somewhere else.
It's
There's a
100%.
reason we're doing
the
this.
reason
There's
why
a reason
Eric
there's
Musselman left is because of the fan base.
There's
He was
a
like,
reason
"Damn,
fans
I
like
took
me
y'all to
believe why we
Elite
believe
8
and
and
why we
Sweet
talk the
16,
way we
and y'all
talk.
gonna treat me like this? I'm
We
hitting the
want
road."
Sam Pittman out of
Exactly.
here.
Arkansas
We want
fans are
Pittman
the
out of here.
sole reason why
Get his
Eric
ass out of
Musselman is
here.
not our
Get a
head football
coach in
or
here that knows
basketball
what the
coach.
hell he's doing and win some damn ball games. Beat teams like Memphis, and maybe we'll get some damn players in here to
Okay,
play
so
better.
what about next week? Let's say
Yeah.
we do beat Notre Dame. What are you going to say then? What's your excuse then? If we go down and beat, or if we go to
Notre
Fayetteville,
Dame's 1-2. Y'all acting like beating Notre Dame's gonna be like beating the number one team
top
in the
25,
country. They
the top
suck
25,
too.
top
They
25.
ain't very good. They top 25 because
top
they're Notre
25.
Dame because of the name on their chest. Shut
Okay,
Tyler,
so
up.
what team? Okay,
Tyler,
what team
Tyler.
on our schedule? What team
They're
on our
1 and
schedule is it
2.
going to be like? All right, yeah, you're right. What team on the schedule is going to make you do that? Is it Tennessee? That's number 15. Is it Texas A&M? That's number 9. Sure as hell ain't Auburn or Mississippi State. Is it LSU? It's the top 5. Is it going to be Texas? What if we beat 3 of those teams that I just mentioned?
What if? You can say what if all day long, but that shit ain't gonna happen, and you know it. Do you believe that's gonna happen?
No,
Do
I
you
don't know that
believe
it's
that's
not going to happen.
No, you don't know.
100% believe we're going to beat 2 of those teams that I just mentioned for sure. Absolutely, I've got it wrote down right here. Predicted it from the very beginning. I'm still 6-6.
If we leave Pittman as a head coach, I do believe we're still. My original prediction is 7-5, but that was with beating Memphis. So now that we lost to Memphis, I think we're going 6-6. We're going to win a game that we shouldn't win because that's the Arkansas way, and we'll be 6-6. Like y'all said, we'll make some damn bowl game, and y'all will have a damn parade because we made a bowl game. Whoop-de-doo.
No, we ain't having a parade. No, but it is something to say. Hey, we could have been 5-7. We're 6-6. We have
bowl
something
games don't
for
really
our
mean
fans.
much these days anymore. I agree with you, Buckman, but I'd sure as hell rather be playing somewhere than sitting at home. Doesn't matter what you think of them.
Yeah. It gives the fans something to look forward to. It gives another opportunity for our younger players to play in one more game to get ready for spring ball and then transition over to the new year. You have to look at the glass half full, but y'all want to look at the glass
Buckman
half
ain't
empty
never done that.
about bowl games don't mean nothing, so we shouldn't play them. No, let's look at what it does positive for the university, for the players, for the coaches, for the fans. It gives the fans an opportunity to go somewhere. It gives the players an opportunity to gel and play together and practice together one more month before the game. The coaches an opportunity, and we win money if we win the bowl game. We win like $2 million, even if it's a bad bowl. It's like $2 or $3 million. If it's a good bowl, it's upwards to $5, $6, or $7 million. So there are some great things about bowl games. But Tyler, if we fired Pittman tomorrow and we hired a new coach, how long literally?
We won't hire a coach in the middle of the season.
No, listen. Answer this honestly. When we hired the new coach, how much time realistically are you going to give this coach before you start saying fire him?
Like I said.
And what would be your first-year expectation for him? Seriously.
3 to 4 years. I've always said 3 to 4 years. We're 2 years past Pittman's due. He should have been fired 2 seasons ago. Not last season, but the season after the season before. No, the season after the 9-win season, the season after that, after that
won
season
7
finished,
games. We won 7 games.
He should have been gone then.
We won 7 games that season.
Backwards. We made a step backwards, and we.
I knew he was going to say that. He's going to say that. He just went with hot games in his ass. Oh, God. I knew you were going to say
backwards. That. He took a step backwards.
God forbid that he didn't win 9 games in a row in back-to-back seasons. So that means he obviously don't. He's not a competent coach.
8 games and then one counting a half Penn State team that half of them were in the freaking
so are we.
NFL draft.
We had 11 players not play.
We
had 11 starters not play.
You want to go back in history?
We had 11 players not play. Your point is invalid right there because we had 11 players not play.
Some of them chose not to play, and some of them were in the NFL draft. That's the only reason we beat Penn State in that bowl game.
No, we had 11 players not play. 11 starters not play that game.
They had more. I remember.
Okay, they had 15, maybe.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
What matters is we made a step backwards in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I know. And it
That's
sounds like
when we should have fired him and got a better coach in here, and then we would have kept going up.
oh
Instead, now we hit our
yeah.
peak. Now we're down here in the dumps. We're about
Yeah,
to get
because
our ass handed. We're
that
about to get our
happens to
ass handed
every
against Notre
university.
Dame, A&M,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Hey, that
we're going
year,
to get our ass kicked
that
on
year,
all
that
these
4
teams.
and 8 year,
Missouri's going
guess
to
what?
kick our ass.
We lost to LSU by 1 point. By 3 points. We lost to A&M. That was not a good game. We lost to Ole Miss by 1 score. We lost to Alabama by 3 points.
You're going to
we lost
point.
to
It's
Mississippi
a culture,
State by
Caleb.
Miss.
It's a
then
culture.
Then we turn around. We fired Kendall Browse. We fired Kendall Browse, and we not Kendall Browse.
You can't blame the
Enos.
players.
We fired
If
Danny
it's
Enos and
different
go beat
players,
Florida, and then we get our
different
asses
players
handed
every
to
single
against
year.
Auburn.
Different players every single year, right?
Oh.
Different players, but it's the same head coach. But we keep losing these one-score games. Who do you put the blame on? You keep putting the blame on the players?
Tyler,
Are you kidding?
you
put a
gotta
lot of
stop
the blame
listening
on
to
these-
Colt Harmon.
Yeah.
You gotta stop
No.
listening to Colt Harmon.
Hey,
you gotta
when
stop
you-
I'm
listening
not
when
listening
you
to
sent
him.
us
and reading
when you
this shit
sent us a
online.
when you
on,
sent us a
man.
video, when you sent us a video of John Neighbors, I just discredited everything that
logical
you've
thinking.
ever said.
The same thing
Anything you've
keeps
ever
happening.
said, I discredited you just because you sent me what John Neighbors said. That dude went on Paul Feinbaum 2 weeks ago and made a fool of himself. A fool of himself. And I hope this gets back to John Neighbors.
That's your
And if it
opinion.
does, I challenge you to a little podcast duel or whatever the hell it is. I'll school your ass in Arkansas sports, baby.
Our hairline, and our hairdo and, our outfits, that we're just not up to par to John Neighbors,
I mean, wear a hat, dude. Wear a hat. All right, let's pick this game, and then I've got to go eat dinner. All right, Arkansas, Notre Dame, 11 a.m. First time ever. Arkansas, Notre Dame.
So I'll start
11
I'll go
a.m.
ahead and start
kickoff.
it. 11
All right,
a.m.
Buckman.
kickoff, which I don't much like. If it was a night game,
they're
I'd give us a
terrible.
little bit better of a
They're
chance.
terrible.
But either way, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think we're going to put up some points against them. I don't think they have a very good defense from what I've seen and read about. They have a strong running game, which is going to gash our defense. They are going to put up some points, and I think they're going to end up beating us about, let's say, 45-38 final score.
45,
I think it'll be close.
38. Okay. Sorry, I wrote that on the wrong line.
But their running game is going to be the reason they win, and our defense sucking.
All right, Camo, what you got for us?
Well, I want to say so much more about what we were talking about.
Well, let me back up. Let me back up.
So that's where my mind
hang
is
on.
right now, because between Colt Harmon and Buck, it's like I want to get off social media. I want to lock myself in a dark cave and never come
Aaron
out.
Rodgers style.
And do some like ayahuasca and like start hallucinating. and shit.
Ayahuasca.
I mean, the more I listen to y'all, it's like, good God. It's like, I want to be the first to tell you, fire Pittman, tell you that I was right about firing Pittman, but I don't know who we're going to hire. But then I'm going to tell y'all to fire them if they don't, that's like my wife cooking ribeye steak, and she cooked me hamburger steak the next night, so I fired her because she didn't cook me ribeye every night. She didn't win 9 games for me one season, and then didn't back it up the following season. So, we got to fire them.
So, Buckman,
That's not realistic. That's not realistic. No university does that.
We're
picked
done
university does
arguing
that.
about it. We disagree. We can agree to disagree.
On paper, it looks
It's
great,
fine.
but it's just not realistic.
Buckman, you picked a loss for this
Keeping
game
a
at the
coach
beginning
that
of
has
the
a
season,
losing
so
record
you're
is
going to
not
keep
realistic.
it. Camo, you picked a win for this game at the beginning of the season.
I did. I did. And
You gonna
and
keep
you know
it?
what? And also, let me piggyback on that. I also mentioned that the Memphis game could very easily be a trap game, and they had a good up and coming, program. And don't sleep on Memphis. I think
Oh, come on.
we all said that. You could check.
Yeah, I
You
know,
could
but you
check at the
can't say
beginning of
that.
the
But
season.
you picked us to win, did you not?
I did pick us to
Okay,
win.
then. Okay, then. You
And you
can't
know
come in
what?
and say I told you
Hey,
so
Memphis
when
is
you
4
picked us to
0
win.
against the SEC since 2015 at home.
You can't say I
Memphis.
told you so when you picked us to win.
I picked us to win, and we had the game won. I didn't know we were going to fumble on the 11-yard line. Well, I wish we would have kicked the field goal and given the ball with a minute left and just rolled the dice.
Maybe
Uh,
if we had a better
but
culture, it wouldn't
and
have happened.
it's the same way with Ole Miss game. We should be 4-0, guys. You act
Yeah.
like the
Sam
wheels are
Pittman
falling off the
fumbled the
bus.
football. Sam Pittman fumbled the football. Two
I mean,
games
No,
y'all
in a
act
it's a
like the
row.
culture.
wheels are
Two
falling off the
games in a
bus.
row.
7-19 against one score games.
We
7
should
to
be 4-0.
19.
Hold the entitled kids. Hold them accountable. They're entitled to
Hold
We're
that.
paying
nothing.
them.
Like I said,
We're paying them. We're
Sam
paying them.
Pittman's in
Hold
his
them
sixth
accountable.
season. Sam Pittman's in his sixth season. There's one thing that's been constant, and the whole time he's been here, he's been the head coach. That's been the constant. We've had different players, we've had different coordinators, but one thing's the same: Sam Pittman's the head coach.
I
It's a
tell you what's
culture thing.
changed. I
It's a
tell you what's
culture.
changed is the players making more money each and every year since he started coaching at Arkansas, and they get more entitled and more selfish and more
That's
lazy, and you start blaming the
around the country.
players.
That's around the country, buddy. That's around the
Yeah,
country.
exactly, and they're all dealing with it. Hence Mike Gundy in Oklahoma State because the more money the players played, the more they sucked. Because that's the worst. That's what's wrong with college football.
Let's hear your final score on Notre Dame.
That's what's wrong with college football.
All right. Are you going to keep the dub camo this week or no?
I'm keeping the dub. I'm keeping the dub. I really think that the first half is key. If we could be within one score or maybe leading at half, I really like our chances being at home and going into the second half, with it being a close game. So I really think the first half is key. Their run game is really good. I think we need to stack the box and let this quarterback beat us in the air. Would probably be my preference on our defensive scheme or defensive approach. Um, we've got to get pressure on the quarterback and we've got to stop the run. If they air us out and they beat us, so be it. But we're going to make that quarterback, throw dimes. Make that quarterback throw dimes. Um, we've been getting off to a fast start, which really Sam Pittman teams have been a second half team for the most part. We really have been sluggish at starts of games up until this year. This year's
Bobby
been the
Petrino.
first year. This year's the first year I can remember of us really getting off to really fast, quick starts in the first half. And so
EP.
I hope that continues, and I hope we figure out a
Wasn't
way
he
to
our
put four
coordinator
quarters.
last year, Buckman?
He
Yeah,
was, but he
exactly.
just now got he got the
Uh,
quarterback in the second year of his program, and he's got that offense rolling now.
yeah,
Doesn't
and it has
matter.
everything to do with it, and it has everything to do with Sam Pittman and the recruiting coaches going out and finding guys for him to throw to because we lost all of our wide receivers and our starting
True.
running back. So let's give Sam Pittman some credit because it seems like he gets all the blame, but we don't ever say one good thing about him.
You don't think timeout? You think if we had let's go into this real quick. If we had some what was that offense coordinator Ellis or whatever his name was
Dan
who was
Enos.
Dan Enos,
Yeah.
that's the guy I'm thinking of. If he was our offensive coordinator, you think we'd have those same recruits wanting to come here? Hell no, they would
Ken,
not.
what,
The
what
only
about
reason
Kendall
they're coming
Browse? What
here
about
is
Kendall
one
Browse?
guy. The only
What
reason
about
they're
Kendall
coming here is one
Browse?
guy. Bobby Petrino is the reason they're coming here.
Danny Enos wasn't even here for a full season. Kendall Browse was our offensive coordinator. Then we went to Dan Enos, and Pittman figured out real fast that was a bad hire. So we got rid of him, and then we went and got Bobby Petrino. But Enos was here for a I've had farts longer than him.
He's been here twice. Dan Enos has had 2 chances at Arkansas.
Yeah, he did.
All right. Give us the dang
Put
score,
that on the
Camo.
page. Put that on the page. I've had farts longer than him.
God dang.
Okay, so back to the score. Um, I'm gonna say scores 40-33. 40-33 Hogs.
Okay. Well, I'm not that optimistic about this week. I obviously want us to win, but I think we have way too many issues on defense for us to figure it out. I'm going 38-21 Notre Dame. I'm going to keep my L here, and I think it's going to be a tough one. I really do.
Wow.
So I think
in saying that,
I don't think it's going to be because of lack of effort. I just think it's going to be a lack of our defense sucks. It's going to be a lack of defense. I think our offense is going to execute, but I just think at the end of the day, when the clock strikes 0,
Caleb, look this up real quick. Who has Notre Dame played? Who has Notre Dame played?
Notre Dame, they have played Miami and lost to them by 3, which Miami's really, really good.
First game of the year.
They played Texas A&M and lost by 1.
Played them really
Texas
close.
Watched that one too. Pretty good. And then they beat Purdue 56-30. So they've lost to 2, one top 10.
Well, let me tell you this. If Purdue's putting 30 points, if Purdue's putting 30 points on Notre Dame,
those were trash points, though.
We ought to put 50. We ought to put 50.
I mean, I don't know about 50, but we're definitely putting 30 on them.
Yeah.
So I think Caleb's wrong with that 21.
So, but I'm saying 38-21.
But I want to go back. If we do lose by 3 scores, like you're saying, whether it's 40 to fucking 24, whether it's 38-21, like you said, doesn't matter. Don't you think Sam Pittman's hot seat is going to be on like lava level after that?
Yeah, I mean, it's already there, but I don't think we're going to fire him.
I don't think it's lava. It's on. It's
38-21.
Right
we're not firing him. We're not. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
When's our bye week?
I think
next week.
After the Notre Dame.
If it does, I think it'll happen then.
Why?
If we lose by 3 scores,
is the benefit? What's the benefit of firing a coach midseason and giving the players 30 days to leave the university?
That
opens up the portal. Did you know that?
That opens up the portal for 30 days. What benefit would that give Arkansas at all?
Let's say this.
What? No,
they
seriously.
do fire him. They put Bobby Petrino as the interim head coach. I would rather play for Bobby Petrino as my head coach.
Interim, some of those players might not. Some of them players may not, and they may leave. They may
players can hit the damn road if they don't want to win.
Oh, so that's what's best for Arkansas.
I think Bobby Petrino as a head coach is better than Sam Pittman. Yes.
Hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't come back here no more.
Lock them up. Lock them up.
Farts longer than that.
We're going to have to get written permission from Trey Taylor at Crew Tractor.
Private property.
Private property. All right.
This ain't state property.
It wasn't as heated as I thought it was going to be, fellas. I'm proud.
State property.
Playoffs.
Oh, state property. All right. I'm hungry, so I'm going to go eat, but it was good. This was fun. It wasn't as
it wasn't fun.
Hostile.
It wasn't fun.
It was fun. Yes, it was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It
was kind of fun.
All
right. It got a little heated, Caleb.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we're all doing this at each other's house now. I'll just say that.
There might have been a fight if this was at Buckman's house. You're right. There might have been a fight. I would have to hold y'all like this.
Lamp might be in trouble.
All right. I'm going to close this out with a fight song. And hopefully this brings us good luck.
At the end of the day, I do want to say we all want the Razorbacks to win.
Ultimately,
and win big.
Don't say that.
Don't say it.
And win
big. Right now.
I'm
Mr. 2 and 10. 2 and 10. 2 and 10.
I'd rather go 2 and 10. Don't say that. No.
We're not going to end it on this right now. Hang on. Y'all said that, and I said.
We got receipts. We got receipts.
No, okay,
we got
go
receipts.
Back to it. And I said, if that's what it takes for dumbass Arkansas fans like y'all to want to fire Pittman, then so be it. But whatever it takes to get his ass out of here, then get his ass out of here.
I will never root for us to lose ever, no matter what. Under any
let's make
circumstance,
this
I will
point right
never
here.
root for us to lose.
Buckman said we would be 7-5 at the end of the year.
Then
we still have a chance to do that.
We beat Arkansas State and Alabama A&M, and he said 9-3. He said
No,
9-3.
he said 7-5 at the beginning of the year. We
Beginning
still
of the
have
year,
a
I said
chance.
7-5.
Okay, and we still have a very good chance of pulling that off. But you're already pulling the plug on your own prediction.
We still
And
have
not
a
even
chance to
giving.
go
I
his
did.
second
I said
prediction
we're
of
Not
going
even-
6-6
9-3.
now. I
No,
think
you're not
since
even
we lost
giving.
Memphis, I just said earlier, since we lost to Memphis, we're going 6-6 now.
You can't say
That's what I said.
7-5 and get 4 games in and say fire the coach. If you expect 7-5, then let that play out and let that happen, and not give up 4 games in. We can't go 7-5 if we don't play the rest of the games.
I'm watching the eye test, and our defense is terrible. Culture's terrible. Pittman's
All right,
terrible.
listen, I'm
Get him outta
stopping
here.
this, but y'all stay online until it's done. So go do whatever you got to do, but keep your phones
I'll
up.
sit right here.
Yeah. All right. Go Hogs!
Woo
Woo
pig.
pig.